Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear brothers and sisters, today I want to remind you about something very important: relationships. Allah has placed in our hearts the desire for companionship, but it is essential that we approach this with wisdom, patience, and faith. There are red flags in a relationship that every Muslim must recognize before they move forward. The first is faith compatibility. If your partner does not value their relationship with Allah, their salah, or their principles, this is a sign that your foundation may be weak. Remember, faith is the anchor of a successful relationship. The second is respect and kindness. If someone belittles you, mocks you, or speaks harshly, even in private, this is not a sign of love, it is a warning. Third, trust and honesty. A relationship without transparency is like a house built on sand. Secrets and lies will eventually destroy it. Fourth, anger and temper. If someone frequently loses control or shows aggression, know that this behavior can bring harm. Inshallah, we avoid such situations. Fifth, respect for family and community. A partner who disrespects your family or mocks your values may reveal a lack of maturity and character. Finally, look at consistency in actions. Words are easy. Actions reveal true intentions. A partner who says one thing but does another may not be reliable for the journey of life. My dear brothers and sisters, Islam teaches us to choose wisely, to protect our hearts, and to seek Allah's guidance in every step. Remember that patience and clarity now will save pain and regret later. Always ask Allah to guide your heart and to bring you someone who will be a source of peace, love, and iman, not just temporary happiness. When we talk about relationships in Islam, one of the most important things that is often overlooked is faith compatibility. It is easy to be drawn to someone because of their appearance, wealth, manners, or even their humor, but the reality is that these are temporary and superficial. What lasts, what truly builds a strong foundation in a relationship is the bond of shared faith. Islam teaches us that the foundation of any successful relationship, whether it leads to marriage or even a deep friendship, should be rooted in the love and obedience to Allah. If two people share this fundamental value, then they are more likely to support each other in their journey towards goodness, to remind each other when one goes astray, and to encourage each other to maintain a strong connection with the Creator. Without this shared faith, even the most beautiful relationship can crumble under pressure because there is no anchor to hold it in place when challenges come. Faith compatibility is not just about both individuals being Muslim. It goes much deeper. It is about whether your partner prioritizes salah, seeks knowledge, maintains honesty, and strives to live according to the principles of Islam in everyday life. A partner who does not take their obligations seriously may seem charming or kind in the beginning, but over time, the differences in priorities can create tension and disappointment. Imagine building a home on shaky ground. It might look stable at first, but the moment the storm comes, it will collapse. Similarly, a relationship without shared faith is vulnerable to conflicts, misunderstandings, and heartbreak. A partner who loves Allah, respects His commands, and strives for good character becomes a source of comfort, guidance, and inspiration, not only for you, but for the family and the future children you may have together. Faith compatibility also teaches us patience and wisdom. Islam encourages us not to rush into relationships or marriages merely based on attraction or convenience. A person who shares your faith will naturally have similar values, goals, and perspectives on life. This alignment makes communication easier, decisions clearer, and the journey smoother. When both individuals understand that their relationship is ultimately accountable to Allah, they approach disagreements, challenges, and even simple daily routines with a sense of responsibility and mindfulness. They are more likely to forgive, compromise, and work together rather than letting ego or temporary emotions dictate their behavior. Another aspect of faith compatibility is moral alignment. Islam emphasizes character, honesty, humility, and kindness. If a potential partner's actions contradict these principles, no matter how impressive they may seem in other areas, it can be a sign that they are not aligned with what Islam values most. It is very easy to be dazzled by worldly qualities, but when a relationship is built without consideration of Deen, these qualities can fade or even become sources of conflict. For example, if one person seeks to live a pious life, attends the mosque and prays diligently, while the other disregards these obligations or ridicules them, the friction created can grow into resentment, hurt, and disappointment over time. Faith provides a common language of values, a shared moral compass, and a mutual understanding of life's purpose. Without it, there is nothing to hold the relationship together when difficulties arise. Furthermore, faith compatibility is not about perfection. No one is perfect and every person has their shortcomings. Rather, it is about shared intentions and the willingness to grow together in goodness. A partner who strives to improve themselves in the eyes of Allah, even if imperfectly, is more valuable than someone who seems flawless in worldly matters but lacks mindfulness of their Creator. Islam teaches us to look for the inner qualities of a person, their character, their patience, their humility, because these are the things that endure. A relationship that is rooted in mutual spiritual growth becomes a source of peace, contentment, and joy that no material comfort can match. Lastly, seeking a partner with compatible faith is an act of worship in itself. When you take this seriously, you are not just protecting your heart or your time, you are obeying Allah and ensuring that your relationship is pleasing to Him. Asking Allah for guidance through istikhara, being mindful of Islamic teachings, and evaluating a potential partner's character through the lens of faith are steps that protect both your dunya and your akhirah. A partner who shares your faith will remind you to pray, to be honest, to treat others with respect, and to seek knowledge. They become not just a companion in life, but a companion in your journey toward Jannah. So, my dear brothers and sisters, when you think about relationships, do not let your heart be swayed only by temporary worldly qualities. Look deeper. Seek someone whose heart is connected to Allah, whose actions reflect their commitment to Islam, and whose intentions align with yours in pleasing Allah. Faith compatibility is the anchor of a strong, lasting relationship, and it is a gift that will guide you through both the easy and the difficult times. Remember that a relationship without this foundation is like a house without roots. It may stand for a while, but it will not endure the storms. Choose wisely, seek Allah's guidance, and make faith the priority in every relationship you pursue. When we speak about relationships, one of the most important qualities that a partner must have is respect and kindness. These are not optional traits. They are fundamental pillars upon which a healthy and lasting relationship is built. Islam places great emphasis on good character and treatment of others. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that the best among us are those who have the best character, who are gentle, humble, and compassionate toward others. In the context of a relationship, respect and kindness are reflections of one's heart, of how much they value their partner not just as a companion but as a human being, a creation of Allah. When a person lacks respect or behaves unkindly, it is a red flag, a warning sign that must not be ignored. It may start as small comments, jokes that belittle, or impatience that shows irritation, but over time, these behaviors can escalate and cause deep emotional and spiritual harm. Respect and kindness manifest in many ways. It is in the tone of voice when speaking to each other, in the patience shown during disagreements, in listening attentively, and in valuing each other's thoughts, feelings, and boundaries. Islam teaches us that relationships are meant to bring peace, love, and comfort to one another. A partner who disrespects you, mocks you, or belittles you, even subtly, is not fulfilling this obligation. In fact, such behavior is an early warning that the relationship may not be conducive to mutual growth or spiritual well-being. It is easy to dismiss small acts of unkindness as harmless or to convince oneself that they didn't mean it. But these small actions are like cracks in a wall. If left unaddressed, they can grow into major structural weaknesses. Kindness, on the other hand, is a reflection of a soft and sincere heart. A kind partner demonstrates empathy and consideration in both words and actions. They encourage you in times of struggle, celebrate your achievements, and support your efforts to grow in your faith and character. When a person consistently shows kindness, it reassures you that the relationship is safe, that it is a partnership built on love, respect, and mutual support. Islam teaches that kindness is not limited to outward actions. It is a reflection of inner goodness and consciousness of Allah. A partner who treats you with respect and kindness, even when no one is watching, is a sign of integrity and a heart aligned with faith. Another important aspect is that respect and kindness create a space for healthy communication. A relationship without respect often leads to constant conflict, misunderstandings, and emotional pain. Words spoken harshly, sarcasm, or impatience may seem trivial at first, but they plant seeds of doubt, hurt, and resentment. When a partner shows respect, disagreements can be addressed with maturity and calmness rather than anger or contempt. Kindness softens hearts, fosters understanding, and allows both individuals to feel valued and heard. This is why in Islam, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized gentle speech, patience, and avoiding harshness in dealing with others. These principles are not only for social interactions, but are especially critical within intimate relationships where trust and emotional safety must flourish. It is also essential to observe how a potential partner treats not only you, but others as well. A person's respect and kindness extend beyond the immediate relationship. How they treat family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers reflects their character. If someone speaks harshly to others, mocks those they perceive as weaker, or lacks empathy, it is likely that these patterns will eventually surface in the relationship as well. Conversely, a partner who demonstrates consistent kindness and respect toward everyone, regardless of their status or situation, is someone who has developed a heart that seeks goodness and avoids harm. This consistency is critical because it indicates genuine character, not a temporary facade. Furthermore, respect and kindness are essential for long-term growth. Relationships are not always easy. Challenges will arise, circumstances will change, and pressures will test patience. A partner who lacks respect may become critical, dismissive, or controlling, which can erode your confidence and emotional well-being. A kind partner, however, becomes a source of strength, helping you navigate life's difficulties while maintaining dignity and trust. Islam teaches us that a companion should be a source of comfort, a helper in faith, and a reminder to be better. Without respect and kindness, a relationship risks becoming a source of stress, anxiety, and spiritual distraction. Lastly, respect and kindness are acts of worship. Treating your partner well, honoring them, speaking gently, and showing empathy are not just social skills, they are obedience to Allah. They reflect a heart that is conscious of its responsibilities and seeks to earn Allah's pleasure in all matters, including intimate relationships. Choosing a partner who embodies these qualities is a means of ensuring not only emotional safety, but also spiritual growth. It protects both hearts and minds and sets the stage for a relationship that can endure challenges, flourish in love, and nurture faith. My dear brothers and sisters, when seeking a partner, do not be deceived by temporary attractions, charm, or worldly accomplishments. Observe their character, their treatment of others, and how they speak and act toward you. Respect and kindness are not optional, they are essential. A relationship built on these principles is a relationship that can bring peace, growth, and Allah's blessings. Do not compromise on these qualities, for your heart, your faith, and your future well-being are too precious. Always ask Allah for guidance in choosing a partner who embodies respect and kindness, and who will walk with you on the path of goodness and faith. Trust and honesty are the very foundation upon which every successful relationship is built. Without them, a relationship is like a house constructed on sand, beautiful to look at, perhaps even functional for a while, but ultimately fragile and vulnerable to collapse. In Islam, honesty is a moral obligation, and trustworthiness is a hallmark of good character. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, repeatedly emphasized the importance of truthfulness and warned against deceit. These principles are not limited to business dealings or public interactions. They are critical within personal relationships as well. When we enter into a relationship, whether for marriage or a serious commitment, we are not just entering into a contract with another person, we are entering into a bond that has implications for our hearts, our lives, and ultimately our accountability before Allah. If trust and honesty are absent, the relationship is not just emotionally unsafe, it may also lead one away from the path of righteousness. Trust is more than believing that your partner will not betray you. It is a deep sense of security and confidence in their character, intentions, and actions. It allows you to feel safe in sharing your thoughts, dreams, fears, and vulnerabilities without fear of judgment or harm. When trust exists, there is no need to second-guess words, actions, or motives. Conversely, a lack of trust creates constant doubt, suspicion, and tension. You may begin to question every message, every decision, and every interaction, and this doubt can slowly erode the emotional and spiritual health of both partners. Islam teaches that mutual trust is a blessing and a responsibility. Betraying trust is a sin, a violation of both human rights and divine commands. Therefore, a partner who is not trustworthy is a major red flag, because it signals that they may not respect the boundaries, responsibilities, or sanctity of a committed relationship. Honesty is inseparable from trust. A person who lies, even in small matters, cannot be relied upon when it truly matters. Lies, even those that seem harmless, are like cracks in the foundation of a building. They grow over time and compromise the entire structure. Honesty requires courage, patience, and sincerity. A partner who is honest will communicate openly about their feelings, intentions, and even mistakes. They will not hide their shortcomings or mislead you to create a temporary illusion of perfection. Islam teaches that truthfulness leads to righteousness, and that righteousness leads to paradise. In a relationship, truthfulness fosters clarity, prevents misunderstandings, and builds a bond that is resilient to trials. Without honesty, a relationship may feel secure on the surface, but deep down, insecurity, doubt, and fear of deception can dominate the hearts of both partners. It is also important to recognize that trust and honesty extend beyond words. They are reflected in actions. A partner may promise loyalty, support, or commitment, but if their behavior contradicts their words, trust is broken. Consistency between words and actions is a key indicator of honesty. Islam emphasizes that actions are the reflection of intention. Therefore, observing a potential partner's behavior carefully is essential. Do they keep their promises? Do they act with integrity when no one is watching? Do they follow through on commitments? These questions help reveal the truth of their character. A partner who consistently demonstrates honesty and reliability becomes a source of comfort and reassurance, allowing the relationship to grow in a safe and spiritually positive environment. Trust and honesty also have a profound impact on spiritual well-being. When we enter a relationship, we are not just concerned with worldly happiness. We are seeking a companion who will support our journey toward Allah. A trustworthy and honest partner will remind you of your obligations, encourage you to grow in faith, and share a vision of a life aligned with Islamic principles. They become a source of spiritual strength, helping you avoid harm and guiding you toward righteousness. On the other hand, a partner who is deceitful or unreliable can lead to stress, distraction, and emotional turmoil, which in turn can affect one's connection with Allah. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that the believer is like a mirror to their companion. Therefore, surrounding yourself with someone trustworthy and truthful nurtures both your relationship and your faith. Another crucial aspect of trust and honesty is transparency in intentions. A partner who is sincere will communicate their goals, expectations, and boundaries clearly. They will not manipulate emotions, make hidden plans, or mislead you for personal gain. This transparency allows both individuals to make informed decisions, avoid unnecessary conflict, and enter the relationship with clarity and purpose. Islam encourages believers to act with integrity and to avoid deceit in all matters, reminding us that we are accountable to Allah for every word and action. Therefore, entering a relationship with someone who is dishonest or untrustworthy is not merely unwise, it is spiritually risky. My dear brothers and sisters, when seeking a partner, always remember that trust and honesty are non-negotiable. A relationship built without them may seem convenient or appealing at first, but over time, it will reveal its weakness. Observe the consistency of their words and actions, the sincerity of their intentions, and their willingness to be open and truthful, even in difficult situations. Seek Allah's guidance in making your choice, and do not allow yourself to compromise on these qualities for temporary comfort or superficial attraction. A partner who embodies trust and honesty is a gift from Allah, a companion who will help protect your heart, nurture your faith, and create a relationship that is strong, blessed, and enduring. Choose wisely, be patient, and place your reliance on Allah, for He is the best guide, and He will lead you to what is best for your dunya and your akhirah. Anger is a natural emotion that every human being experiences, but how a person manages their anger reveals much about their character, their level of self-discipline, and their awareness of Allah. In a relationship, unchecked anger and a volatile temper can be destructive. Islam teaches us that anger, if not controlled, can lead to words and actions that harm not only the person on the receiving end, but also the individual experiencing it. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that the strong person is not the one who can overpower others physically, but the one who controls themselves when angry. This principle is especially relevant in a relationship because uncontrolled anger can erode trust, respect, and love, leaving emotional scars that are hard to heal. A partner who frequently loses their temper or reacts violently to minor disagreements is signaling a serious red flag. Anger in a relationship often starts small, a sharp word, a raised voice, or impatience over trivial matters. But these behaviors tend to escalate over time. What begins as minor irritations can grow into patterns of verbal abuse, intimidation, or emotional manipulation. A partner who cannot regulate their emotions may inadvertently create a toxic environment where one constantly feels anxious, fearful, or belittled. Islam emphasizes gentleness, patience, and compassion in all interactions, especially with those closest to us. A relationship is meant to be a safe space, a sanctuary of comfort and love, and a partner who allows anger to dominate is not contributing to that safety. Recognizing this early on is critical because enduring patterns of anger can lead to long-term emotional and psychological harm. It is also important to consider the consistency and frequency of anger. Everyone becomes upset at times, but there is a clear difference between a rare, justified expression of frustration and frequent, uncontrolled outbursts. A partner who repeatedly loses control is showing a lack of emotional maturity and self-discipline. This behavior often reflects deeper issues, such as difficulty in managing stress, unresolved personal problems, or a tendency to prioritize ego over understanding. In a relationship, these tendencies can manifest in repeated conflicts, manipulation, and attempts to dominate the other person. Islam teaches that controlling one's anger is an act of piety and a reflection of inner strength, and a person who makes no effort to manage their temper is neglecting both their spiritual and social responsibilities. Anger and temper also impact communication, which is the lifeblood of any relationship. When anger dominates, listening and understanding become almost impossible. Words spoken in the heat of the moment can be cruel, unfair, and even damaging to the soul. Islam teaches us to speak kindly, to respond with wisdom, and to avoid harshness in our dealings with others. In a healthy relationship, disagreements are inevitable, but they should be resolved through calm, respectful dialogue, not through shouting, threats, or emotional abuse. A partner who cannot communicate without anger demonstrates an inability to resolve conflicts constructively, which can be a major obstacle to building a lasting, harmonious relationship. Moreover, uncontrolled anger often reveals a lack of empathy and consideration. A partner who is quick to rage may disregard your feelings, dismiss your concerns, or act in ways that prioritize their own emotions over mutual understanding. Respecting one another's emotions, listening patiently, and responding with compassion are essential components of a loving Islamic relationship. A person who repeatedly fails to show these qualities may be incapable of the patience and gentleness required to navigate the inevitable challenges of life together. Anger unchecked by faith or conscience can lead to patterns of domination, control, and even abuse, which are clearly forbidden in Islam. Spiritual awareness plays a crucial role in managing anger. A person grounded in their faith will understand that anger, if misused, can lead to sin and harm, not just in this world, but in their accountability before Allah. They will strive to practice self-control, seek forgiveness when they act in anger, and make sincere efforts to correct their behavior. A partner who lacks this mindfulness may not see the consequences of their anger and may repeatedly cause emotional harm without remorse. In contrast, a partner who demonstrates self-restraint, seeks to control their impulses, and approaches conflict with patience is showing a quality that is rare, valuable, and essential for a lasting relationship. It is also important to observe how a potential partner deals with anger in everyday life, not just in moments of intimacy or privacy. How they respond to stress at work, with family, or in public interactions can reveal patterns that are likely to emerge in the relationship. If a person resorts to aggression, blaming, or hostility in these contexts, it is a sign that they may not be equipped to handle the pressures of a committed relationship with wisdom and compassion. Islam encourages believers to cultivate patience, to forgive, and to control their emotions for the sake of Allah. A partner who reflects these values consistently is a partner who can be trusted to maintain harmony and emotional security in the relationship. My dear brothers and sisters, when seeking a partner, never underestimate the importance of emotional maturity. A person's ability to manage anger and maintain composure is not only a reflection of their character, but also a safeguard for your heart, your peace, and your faith. A partner with a volatile temper may seem passionate or intense, but passion without control is dangerous. Seek someone who demonstrates patience, gentleness, and self-discipline, and ask Allah to guide your heart in recognizing these qualities. Remember that a strong relationship is built on mutual respect, understanding, and the ability to navigate life's challenges with calmness and wisdom. Anger, if unchecked, can destroy everything else, no matter how beautiful it appears on the surface. Prioritize this quality and place your trust in Allah, for He is the ultimate guide and He will help you find a companion who brings peace, stability, and blessing into your life. In Islam, respect for family and society is not merely a social expectation, it is a reflection of one's character and faith. When considering a potential partner, it is essential to observe how they treat not only you, but also those around them, particularly your family and the broader community. A partner's behavior toward family members, elders, friends, and even strangers speaks volumes about their values, manners, and moral compass. Islam places a high emphasis on maintaining good relationships with one's family, honoring elders, and being just and kind to all members of society. If a person disrespects your family, mocks your background, or disregards social norms, it is a serious warning sign. Such behavior indicates a lack of humility, empathy, and understanding, qualities that are essential for a successful and lasting relationship. Respecting family is a reflection of how one views responsibility and loyalty. In Islam, the family is considered the cornerstone of society, and maintaining harmony within it is a significant duty. A partner who treats your family with courtesy, patience, and consideration demonstrates maturity and the ability to value relationships beyond their own desires. Conversely, a partner who disregards your family's opinions, mocks their beliefs, or refuses to engage respectfully shows a concerning lack of awareness and character. Such behavior is not only a social issue, but also a spiritual one, because Islam teaches that good manners, respect for parents and elders, and kindness toward relatives are acts of worship and obedience to Allah. Ignoring these principles in a relationship may indicate deeper issues that could lead to conflict, resentment, and emotional strain in the future. Social respect extends beyond the family to friends, colleagues, and the community at large. A partner who treats people kindly, fairly, and with dignity reflects the values of compassion, patience, and humility taught by Islam. A person who belittles others, mocks their struggles, or seeks to dominate in social interactions demonstrates traits that are harmful to long-term partnerships. Relationships are not isolated, they exist within a larger social context, and the way a partner navigates this context reveals their capacity for empathy, patience, and understanding. Islam teaches that a believer is a mirror to their companion, and a partner who consistently acts with respect and integrity will naturally encourage the same behavior in the relationship, creating a harmonious and positive environment for both individuals. It is also important to recognize that respect for family and society is intertwined with emotional intelligence and maturity. A partner who can navigate disagreements respectfully, acknowledge differing opinions, and maintain composure demonstrates a level of self-awareness that is crucial for a healthy relationship. On the other hand, a partner who reacts impulsively, disrespects authority, or disregards social norms may create conflict and tension, not only within the relationship but also with extended family and community. Islam emphasizes patience, humility, and proper conduct in all interactions, and a partner who fails to embody these qualities may struggle to maintain harmony and mutual understanding in the context of a committed relationship. Family and social respect also reflects a partner's ability to prioritize the rights and feelings of others. In a marriage or serious relationship, it is not just about the two individuals, it is about how they interact with and support one another within a broader network of relationships. A partner who demonstrates kindness, patience, and respect toward family members is more likely to be understanding, considerate, and supportive in the relationship itself. Conversely, a partner who exhibits disregard, criticism, or insensitivity toward family can create emotional distance, tension, and mistrust. Islam teaches that our interactions with others are a reflection of our character and faith, and a person who fails to honor these relationships may struggle to build the foundation of trust, love, and cooperation necessary for a lasting partnership. Furthermore, Observing how a potential partner handles conflict or disagreements with family and social contacts provides critical insight into their character. Do they seek to resolve issues calmly, with respect and fairness, or do they resort to anger, sarcasm, or manipulation? A partner who demonstrates patience, empathy, and respect in challenging situations shows the emotional maturity and moral integrity required for a successful relationship. Islam teaches that conflict should be approached with wisdom, humility, and a focus on reconciliation, and a partner who embodies these qualities will be better equipped to navigate the inevitable challenges that arise in any relationship. Respect for family and society also signals long-term compatibility in values and priorities. A partner who values the guidance and opinions of family members, treats elders with reverence, and interacts positively within their community is likely to share your vision of a life built on integrity, faith, and cooperation. Conversely, a partner who consistently disrespects family or disregards social norms may struggle to align their values with yours, creating tension and conflict that can undermine the relationship over time. Islam encourages believers to seek companions who will help them grow spiritually, morally, and emotionally, and a lack of respect for family and society is a clear indicator that this growth may be hindered. My dear brothers and sisters, when evaluating a potential partner, pay close attention to how they treat your family, their own family, and the people around them. Respect and kindness toward others are not optional traits. They are essential markers of character, faith, and emotional maturity. A partner who honors your family and interacts positively within society is more likely to be patient, understanding, and supportive in your relationship. Seek Allah's guidance in recognizing these qualities, and do not compromise on this critical aspect of compatibility. A relationship built on mutual respect, care for others, and awareness of social and familial responsibilities is one that is blessed, resilient, and aligned with the teachings of Islam. Choose wisely, prioritize these qualities, and trust Allah to guide your heart toward a partner who embodies respect, integrity, and compassion in every aspect of life. Consistency in actions is one of the most important, yet often overlooked, indicators of a person's true character. In a relationship, it is easy to be impressed by words, promises, or temporary gestures of kindness. However, words alone are insufficient. Actions must align with those words. Islam teaches us that actions are the reflection of intentions, and a person's deeds reveal their inner state more accurately than their speech ever could. A partner who says all the right things but fails to follow through with their behavior is signaling unreliability, and this can become a serious problem in the long term. When a person is consistent, it demonstrates integrity, accountability, and a heart that is mindful of Allah even when no one is watching. Consistency is more than occasional acts of kindness or sporadic attention. It is a pattern of behavior that shows reliability in both small and significant matters. In a relationship, this means honoring commitments, keeping promises, and demonstrating patience, empathy, and respect on a regular basis. A partner who is consistent provides a sense of security and stability. You know what to expect from them, and this predictability allows trust and love to flourish. In contrast, inconsistency, saying one thing and doing another, creates confusion, doubt, and emotional instability. It is a red flag because it reveals a lack of discipline, maturity, or genuine concern for the relationship. Islam emphasizes sincerity and truthfulness in all dealings, and consistency is a reflection of both. Observing a potential partner's consistency is crucial because it often reveals their priorities and values. Words are easy, but actions require effort, time, and intention. A partner who consistently demonstrates respect, kindness, honesty, and commitment shows that these qualities are not temporary or superficial, they are a reflection of their character. Conversely, a partner who occasionally shows good behavior when convenient, but reverts to negative patterns when under stress or pressure, indicates a lack of internalized values. In Islam, the believer is judged not only by their intentions but also by how consistently they strive to align their actions with their faith. The partner who embodies this principle is likely to remain steady and reliable in the relationship. Consistency is also essential in the way a partner treats you during different circumstances. Life is unpredictable and challenges will inevitably arise. A partner who is kind, respectful, and supportive only during easy times, but becomes impatient, careless, or indifferent during difficult periods is revealing their true character. A relationship built on inconsistency is fragile. It cannot withstand the pressures of life, stress, or disagreements. In contrast, a partner who maintains steady behavior regardless of circumstances demonstrates resilience, emotional maturity, and a commitment to nurturing the relationship. Such a partner becomes a source of comfort, trust, and reassurance, which is critical for a lasting and healthy union. Another important aspect of consistency is alignment with faith. A partner who regularly engages in acts of worship, demonstrates honesty, and upholds Islamic ethics in their actions, not just in words, shows that their faith is integrated into their daily life. They are not performing acts of kindness only when it is convenient or when they are being observed. Their behavior is guided by sincerity and accountability to Allah. Islam teaches that our actions should reflect our intentions and that consistent good behavior is a sign of a strong, conscious heart. In a relationship, this consistency ensures that your partner can be relied upon not only emotionally, but also spiritually, providing guidance and support as you both grow closer to Allah. Consistency in actions also affects emotional trust. A partner whose behavior is predictable and steady allows you to feel secure in the relationship. You are not constantly second-guessing their feelings, intentions, or reactions. Inconsistency, on the other hand, breeds anxiety and insecurity. When someone's words and actions do not match, you may find yourself questioning every gesture, message, or promise. This creates tension, doubt, and emotional fatigue. A partner who demonstrates alignment between their words and deeds fosters a sense of trust and peace that strengthens the bond over time. It is also important to consider how a potential partner behaves toward others consistently. Their interactions with family, friends, colleagues, and strangers reflect their true character. Someone who is kind, respectful, and ethical in every aspect of life is likely to bring these qualities into the relationship as well. A partner whose behavior varies depending on context or audience demonstrates a lack of integrity, which can become a source of conflict and disappointment. Islam teaches us to be mindful of our actions and to maintain good character at all times, and a partner who embodies this principle is someone you can trust to maintain the standards of behavior necessary for a healthy and spiritually sound relationship. My dear brothers and sisters, when seeking a partner, look beyond words, charm, or temporary displays of affection. Observe their actions over time, in different situations and in interactions with others. Consistency in actions is a sign of integrity, reliability, and a heart guided by faith. It indicates that a person is capable of maintaining a relationship through life's challenges, upholding trust, and nurturing love with sincerity. Seek Allah's guidance in recognizing this quality, and do not compromise on it for temporary attraction or convenience. A partner who demonstrates consistent actions aligned with their words and guided by faith is a gift from Allah, a companion who can bring stability, peace, and blessing into your life. Choose wisely, be patient, and trust Allah, for He will lead you to the partner who embodies sincerity, reliability, and unwavering character, ensuring a relationship built on love, trust, and faith. As we reflect on these red flags, faith, compatibility, respect and kindness, trust and honesty, anger and temper, family and social respect, and consistency in actions, we must understand that relationships are more than temporary emotions or worldly attractions. They are a serious commitment that affects our hearts, our character, and ultimately our journey before Allah. Choosing a partner is not just about finding someone who makes us happy for a moment. It is about seeking a companion who will walk with us on the path of goodness, strengthen our faith, and bring peace, love, and stability into our lives. Every red flag we have discussed is a warning from Allah, a chance to protect our hearts and our future. Do not ignore these signs for the sake of fleeting feelings or superficial charm. A person who embodies these qualities, someone whose faith is strong, whose character is sincere, whose actions match their words, and who treats you, your family, and society with respect and kindness is truly a blessing. Patience, observation, and reliance on Allah are essential. Ask Him for guidance through prayer, reflection, and sincere supplication, because He knows what is best for you in this world and the next. Remember that a relationship built on the right foundation will not only bring happiness in this life, but will also nurture your spiritual growth and your journey toward Jannah. Protect your heart, prioritize your values, and never compromise on the principles that Islam teaches us. A good partner is a gift from Allah, and by seeking one with wisdom, patience, and faith, you are choosing a path of peace, love, and divine blessing. Hold fast to these lessons, trust in Allah's guidance, and strive to build relationships that honor Him in every word, every action, and every intention.